All right, so I'm back with another video. Hopefully I don't continue to say that in all of my intros, if you even want to call that an intro, which it really wasn't. But today we're going to be talking about something that I honestly thought I would not waste any time sharing, because I'm sure there are a ton of videos out there considering the age of this product. But it's hard to tell, but this is a Fitbit Versa 2. Now, I will say that the Fitbit Versa 4 is currently on sale. So there was the 3 as well. And the only reason that I wanted to even make this video is because, one, I was surprised that it's still available for sale at retailers like Best Buy, and then also on Fitbit's site, Fitbit's website. So at Best Buy right now, I'm looking at their website. You can buy the Fitbit Versa 2 for $120. It's saying that the retail price was $150, and it looks like it's on sale now. You can also purchase the Fitbit Versa 3, which is on sale for $170, originally $200. Or you could buy the Fitbit Versa 4, which is not on sale, but is for sale for $230. Now, on Best Buy's website, it doesn't say when exactly all these things were released. I personally have had this Fitbit Versa 2 since 2020. Yes, I believe I got it in the summer of 2020. And it was used when I bought it. So this thing is no less than 2 years old. I don't know if they release a new Versa every year. But I thought it was interesting as I was walking through Best Buy to, one, see it still on display, and then of course to come to the website to see exactly how much it costs, because I noticed it as I was walking out of the store, and I said, that's interesting. And I should correct myself. I looked up again and I'm scrolling through the site. So the Fitbit Versa 4 is technically not on sale, but it is available for pre-order. So I apologize for misspeaking right there. But yes, this is the Fitbit Versa 2, no less than 2 years old, currently on sale at Best Buy and on Fitbit's website for $120. The Fitbit Versa 3 is available on Best Buy site. Fitbit is not selling the Fitbit Versa 3, but they are offering the Fitbit Versa 4, of course, considering, yes, it is their product. Yeah. I wrote down a few notes because I know I can ramble. I can ramble forever when it comes to a lot of these things, especially things that I think are worth the money. Now, I'll look at the notes, but before I even really get into the notes, that $120 price, is it worth that? It's hard to say. It really is hard to say. And the reason I say that is because it really, in my opinion, depends on your use case, depends on what you view as cheap, depends on if you're looking for something that's a little cheaper. I am a huge fan of buying things used, which, yes, this is one of many products that I purchased used. I mean, heck, this phone that I'm recording on technically was new, but I bought it third hand. This watch was used. This laptop was used. This mouse was used. I took this monitor that I'm looking at right here from my dad. So yeah, definitely, if you can find something that's in good repair and it's at a decently discounted price compared to buying something brand new, I would recommend all day buy something used instead of buying it new. So personally, in 2022, if I see this $120 price brand new, and then I can also see that the Fitbit Versa 3 is $170, if I really wanted to buy something brand new, I would definitely compare the two products. And Best Buy's website, in my opinion, is not that great when it comes to comparison. Like I'm scrolling down now, and show more specs. Yeah, I'll look at Fitbit's website to actually read the comparisons. And at that point, I'll only be comparing the Fitbit Versa 2 and 4, since they don't currently have the 3 on their site. But I recently started using this, and that's because I was using it before. And then I stopped using just smartwatches all in general because I really didn't have a reason to be using it, I guess. So put this away. And then I started using an Apple Watch. And of course, the Apple Watch experience with an iPhone, well, we can only use it with an iPhone, but the experience with that smartwatch in particular is going to be far better for most people than the experience with another smartwatch if you're using an iPhone. So I used an Apple Watch probably for about a year. Yes, I got it from my brother last summer, and I just got rid of it about a month ago. So I was using that Apple Watch for about a year. And of course, if you've watched any of my most recent videos, I've definitely been on the quest to get rid of my iPhone, which I removed my SIM card for a few days. Well, really a few hours. It was probably 25 hours or so. And then I ended up putting my SIM card back in it. And that'll be another video later on. But needless to say, at this point, it's too late for me to go back to the Apple Watch because I'd already gotten rid of them. So there was nothing I could do, and I wasn't going to go out and buy another one, considering I just got rid of two. I had the Apple Watch Series 6, and I had the Apple Watch Series 5. Both using them not at the same time, of course, on both wrists, but for different things. I know that they're fitness trackers, but personally, I didn't like the idea of wearing something, getting it all sweaty, and then just putting it back on for everyday use, like walking around, doing stuff in public. So I had the Series 6, and that was a gift. And then I purchased the Series 5 later on so I could use it explicitly for fitness tracking. And then, as I mentioned, I decided to get rid of both of them because I thought I wasn't going to be using an iPhone anymore. But hey, here we are. So started wearing this again maybe about 2 weeks ago now. And I'll say that I don't know why I ever took it off. I really don't. When I'm actually wearing it, like the fit is actually great. I didn't, I guess, realize how much I appreciated a square design until obviously the Apple Watch is also a square, but I did purchase a Samsung Galaxy Watch 4, and I think I used that for about a day, and then I sent it back. Functionality aside, in terms of like it being a smartwatch, just the fact that it was round for a smartwatch, I realized it's probably not the best thing. Trying to scroll that way, it just doesn't work right. So having a squared off design definitely makes a lot of sense. And I appreciate it. And it fits on my wrist perfectly fine. So I'll say that is definitely a perk for it. Now that's the 4 or the 2 or the 3. Doesn't really matter. But it really is just the actual design of the watch is quite nice. The fit on the wrist is also nice. Now, I was talking to a friend about it because she said she had a Fitbit many, many years ago and then went to the Apple Watch because, yeah, of course, the Apple Watch experience, if you're using an iPhone, it's going to be the best smartwatch experience possible. And she asked, well, how, what are the things that you can do on the watch? So let me just read off a few of the things that she asked. So, all right. So she said she had a Fitbit back in around 2012. So 10 years ago. A lot happens in the realm of technology in a decade. And she asked, do the new ones do messaging and app notifications? So yes, they do. And you'd have to put an asterisk next to that because using this with an iPhone, I am able to receive notifications, but I am not able to send anything out, to my knowledge. So I'm not able to respond to a text message. I'm not able to initiate a phone call, I don't believe. I'm not able to... I know I could do it on the Apple Watch when I get alarms or when I would get a notification from the eBay app. If I wanted to set a reminder to remind me like maybe 2 or 3 minutes before the auction ended. I don't think I'm able to do any of that on this watch. This literally is just kind of it's a smartwatch, but it's pretty dumb at the same time. It receives notifications and that's it. It can't really push anything. It just receives everything. But for me, that's more than enough. Another question that she asked was, does it have talk to text function at all? Or can you swipe slash type text on it? So again, as I was mentioning, no, with this particular one, when it comes to the iPhone, you can't. Now, I have read that if you're using this with an Android device, you are able to pre-program some responses in the Fitbit app and then have those be sent out on, if you choose to respond using the watch instead of your phone. But for me, that's not really that necessary. I'll explain to you how I use the watch in a moment, but just try to give you an idea of, yes, it's a smartwatch, but there are limitations to it. And in my opinion, it should be a companion device anyway. So if you get full functionality out of a cell phone on your wrist, there'd be no reason to have the cell phone in general. Plus, the screen is so small in comparison to a phone that I can't conceptualize wanting to be super productive just on the watch when you have an entire phone to do whatever it is that you're attempting to do. Another question that she asked me about this particular model is, does it have GPS? Because, yeah, that is something I definitely used on the Apple Watch. And I don't know if all Apple Watches since their instantiation have had GPS, but for the most recent ones, yes. And I would leave my phone either in the locker or in the car, and I'd be able to just calculate my distance using the watch and be perfectly fine with it. So, to answer your question, the answer is no. But again, this is the Fitbit Versa 2, so the Fitbit Versa 4 does have built-in GPS, and I'm pretty sure the 3 does as well. But like I'm looking on Fitbit's site right now, and it says built-in GPS for the Fitbit Versa 4, check. Built-in GPS for the Fitbit Versa 2, just a little, no, there's just a little line right there, a little dash, so no, excuse me. And it wasn't surprising because I did try to use this. Like when I very first got it, I tried to use it to calculate the distance that I was walking. And yeah, it was completely off. I had walked that same route with an Apple Watch that I think I had at that time, a Garmin, and maybe even my cell phone. And I know I mapped the distance with my car too. So this thing, without being connected to your phone, is completely useless if you're trying to use it for GPS purposes. But I would, obviously say don't do that because it's not designed to be something that is a standalone GPS device. So yeah, that's something to take into consideration if you're still looking at the Fitbit Versa 2. All right. Now, and that's enough for the notes. That's pretty much it. So I think what's most important for me is to convey why I put it back on my wrist and how I use it. Yes, it is a fitness tracker, and yes, it is a smartwatch. So those technically are two distinct things, but in today's modern era, all companies do their best to try to merge them both because they think that's what everybody wants. Plus, who would want to buy two separate devices when you can have an all-in-one device? Makes perfect sense. But personally, I only really started using the fitness stuff on the Apple Watch because I had an Apple Watch. I said, you know what? I have been using this just as a smartwatch, but since I have it, I might as well attempt to use some of these fitness capabilities. And then when I realized, okay, I'm just, walking around the track, get my little distance. Yes, it's nice to get notifications saying you've completed whatever task. So you've stood up X number of times in a day, or you closed your activity ring, or blah, 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 blah. It was nice when this thing, like there's an extravagant fireworks show when you complete 10,000 steps. And if I were better at video editing, I would show that because I know I've recorded it. And yeah, it's nice to see, oh yeah, you walked 10,000 steps. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. But as time went on, things like that just kind of became less important to me. So for this particular device, I've actually turned all of the fitness tracking stuff off. So according to Fitbit's website, for the Fitbit Versa 4 and 2, which this is, there's heart rate tracking, there's activity zone minutes, of course, the connected GPS, cardio fitness scores, daily readiness scores, automatic exercise tracking, exercise modes. It's swim proof. There's apparently workouts on your phone. I'd assume in the app, step, distance, and calorie tracker, floor climb, games and challenges, SpO2 tracking, irregular heartbeat, rhythm notification, blood glucose tracking in the app only apparently, resting heart rate variability, skin temperature variability, breathing rate, wellness report, menstrual health tracking, a bunch of sleep stuff that I'm not going to go through. But yeah, just clearly, yes, it is a smartwatch, but there are a ton of fitness and health tracking capabilities. And I did everything that I could to just turn them all off because for me, none of that stuff is important. When it comes to distance tracking, yes, I like being able to count not my steps, but the actual distance. Whoop, just hit my camera. And if you could bear with me for one moment while I swing around the same time that I purchased this Fitbit Versa 2, I also purchased this Garmin. And I keep running into, I need to get a better way to do whatever with this camera. But I actually purchased this Garmin, and this is a Forerunner 235. And again, even though it's completely unnecessary to have multiple devices when you can have one device that does it all, I really don't remember why I bought both of these. I don't. But I have them both now, so when I go to the track, this is what I use when I'm walking. And it does a really good job. So I don't need my Fitbit to calculate my distance because for some reason I also have a Garmin. My guess, if I really had to guess, and I could probably scroll back through my eBay purchases, but my guess is I probably bought this first, and then I realized it didn't have GPS capabilities, so then I got the Garmin. And in fact, no, that's not true. I remember. I got the Garmin first, and then I wanted to also use that, which is clearly a fitness tracker, or to what extent, newer Garmins are definitely better. And then, I started connecting it to my phone to get little app notifications. And I said, I kind of want something better. So then I got this. And in terms of a smartwatch, this is definitely better than that particular Garmin as a smartwatch. So, but today in 2022, yes, I have them both. I use this as a smartwatch, and then I use that Garmin as my distance tracker. But I will say, as a result of turning off all of that fitness stuff, all of that sleep tracking, the battery life on this thing is absolutely phenomenal. So on the website, they're saying 6 days of battery life. Okay. Now, for me, because one, I turned off all the fitness stuff. Two, I turn it off when I'm not using it. I don't, because I guess one main thing is people use it while they're sleeping. Yeah, for me, I just turn it off. So for me, right now, this watch, and let me put my little code in. This watch is currently at 43%. And I don't think I've charged it since not this past weekend, so not 2 days ago, but the weekend prior to that. So we're talking maybe 2 weeks worth of battery life based on the way that I use it, which is explicitly as a smartwatch when I need it to be turned on, which obviously isn't when I'm sleeping and sometimes isn't even when I'm just around the house. So for me, this no less than 2-year-old watch is still doing the job that I need it to do. And when it comes to purchasing something, it really is all about what do you want it to do. So if you need this to have built-in GPS, this is not the best watch for you. If you have an iPhone, I would almost argue that this still probably just isn't the best watch for you because the Apple Watch is most likely going to give you the best all-around experience when it comes to a smartwatch. If you have an Android device, I would say that, yeah, this will probably be a good idea for you. And in a moment, I'll show the different notification options that you get in the Fitbit app on iOS and then on Android. And I would also make the assumption that as time goes on, maybe not for these older models, but definitely for newer models, since Google now owns Fitbit, that overall user experience is only going to get better. So yes, the Pixel Watch is coming out sometime in the fall of 2022. I personally am not going to buy one. I mean, I saw that there are speculations that the GPS and LTE model, the one, where you can connect it to cellular connectivity, is going to be $400, meaning that if they make a Wi-Fi only model, that theoretically should be significantly cheaper, maybe like $299 or $250. Like that would be impressive. And if it were $250, maybe I'd consider it. But as I mentioned before, the one thing that I didn't know I liked a lot until I didn't have it is a square watch face. So the Pixel Watch is circular. And yeah, I think you're doing yourself a disservice by cutting off those edges and making it round. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it. So let me pull up the Fitbit app on both of these different operating systems. So we got iOS, and then we got Android over here. And let me just do that. All right. So I have to put my phones in airplane mode so I don't get unnecessary notifications. But if we're looking here, like on the left, we have the iPhone. And I'll be honest, I don't have all of the same apps installed on the iPhone that I do on the, this is a Sony Xperia. But at one point in time, I did have a lot more apps on the iPhone. And even then, a lot of them weren't showing up in here as an option to send push notifications to the watch. So as I scroll through, and let me just make sure there's nothing on here I don't want seen. But yeah, as I scroll through the apps here on the Android device, you can see that there are just way more options for you to receive notifications. And is that something that's super important to you? Yeah, it might be. I honestly can tell you that for notifications, what I need, phone calls, text messages, if I'm using another messaging app, then yeah, that would be cool. Like I don't have WhatsApp installed on the iPhone, so there's a chance that it does allow you to receive notifications from WhatsApp. But also eBay, like yeah, that's something else. And I'm sure Spotify probably would be nice. Which it's Spotify is installed on the iPhone, so yeah, to not see it as an option kind of sucks. But yeah, you can clearly see that there is a huge difference in options for app notifications between iOS and Android. And as I mentioned before, since Google owns Fitbit now, there's a good chance that that functionality is only going to get better. So, in summary, would I buy the Fitbit Versa 2 in 2022? Brand new? Absolutely not. For $120, absolutely not. And in fact, let me go to eBay right now and let me just pull up some used Fitbit Versa 2s and see what they're going for. And I'll select options that have already ended. Let's see. I always do a lot of this on the app, so it's different to see it on the computer. Price, show only, maybe that'll be it. All right, sold items, completed items, apply. All right, so most recently ended. All right, yeah, so here's one that sold for $40. Looks like one sold for $95. That one might have still been brand new. Yeah, the pre-owned one for $40. Yeah, for $40, I would buy this. A bunch of offers accepted, so we're not able to see. This one sold for $12, but it says parts only, so there's something wrong with it. $50, $45, $70, but $35. So yeah, so if you're paying less than $100 for this in 2022, I think you're on the right path. Now, the last thing that I'll mention, and I didn't realize this until I had it. I mean, I figured it out probably in like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. But you charge this little guy. And in fact, let me just show you the user interface. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, just to, I guess, support the fact that I really want this just to be a basic watch with smart capabilities. You're able to choose different watch faces, and yeah, there's a whole watch face store. Some are free, some you have to purchase. But I just got the simple one, and I think the title of this is just a watch, because that's all I needed it to be, was tell me the date and the time, and that's it. But if I actually unlock it, it's just nice that there's a little code there, because I did add my I am using Fitbit Pay, so I need it to lock it with a pin. But just the user interface, like, yes, you can see that you have exercises, alarms, Spotify, timers, I guess, tell you to relax, get the weather. You can, I believe, download some music onto this. Wallet is where you would store any type of card that you might have. Pandora, Deezer. I'm not sure what Stravia is, or Stravia. Different settings. Starbucks for some reason. Find phone, tips, agenda, clock. And this has Alexa. So back then, I think it was a big deal for this particular watch to have Alexa. I do think this is like the special edition one that is, I think rose gold with a little blue band. I really don't care. If it were just all black, I would have been perfectly fine with that too. But as you just saw, the user interface, pretty simple, clearly fitness and music oriented. I don't use this watch for any of those. But the one thing that I was going to mention before I got sidetracked right there is, yeah, if you do buy this brand new, or if you do buy it used, which I recommend if you are choosing to purchase this, make sure you get the correct charger, or make sure you get one, make sure it comes with a charger in general. But two, yeah, it's nice to get the original charger that came with it, because this is not the original charger, and this is the one that the person sent to me. And yeah, you would assume oh yeah, it just kind of sits in there and it charges, and it wouldn't. So I rested in there, and you'd assume that everything's going fine. But after looking online, yeah, I believe this is not the original charger. So the only way for me to actually charge the watch, the original owner had these little watch covers or face covers on here. So I'd have to install this little watch cover, okay, which it makes the watch look okay. I mean, it definitely protects it. But now that that's installed, that fit is a lot more secure. And if I had it plugged up, you would have seen like an animation or something saying it was charging. But yeah, because I don't have the original charger, yeah, I have to put this watch cover protector on the watch whenever I need to charge it. Which again, because I turned off all of those fitness things, it's looking like I might not have to charge this no more than once every week and a half, or definitely not more than once a week if I choose to top it off. But in conclusion, as we're hitting the 27-minute mark, yeah, it's still a good watch. It still does everything that I needed to do. I wouldn't buy it brand new, as I mentioned before, but yeah, it looks like people are getting these for less than $50, and for less than $50, it is definitely an excellent pick. So if you're looking for it, check used sites. Don't buy anything brand new for something that is this old. And yeah, I'm going to continue using this for a little while. I'm actually happy that I did not sell it. So on that note, I'm going to call it quits. And yeah, I'll talk to you in the next one.